Hi everyone, this is Amara and my channel Eyes Wide Shut. Right, this video is entitled Technology is Getting So Sophisticated Now. Technology is getting so sophisticated now. Now let me tell you this. There's a lot of technology out there we haven't even got hold of yet. Those scientists, those technocrats, they got some sophisticated stuff out there, right? The stuff that we got now, we think is sophisticated. They got some stuff, I'm telling you, that's coming down the line. Yeah, some really, really sophisticated stuff. Now, listen, how many of you out there have got access to cloud on your computers? Some of you, I know, will have something called cloud. Now, this is a storage, yeah, a storage system. Now, I've got cloud, but I try my best not to access things on there because let me say this now. Half the things that you're putting onto cloud, you don't know where it's going, do you? Think about it. Do you know where that information is going? It's stored in the cloud. What cloud? Is it being stored in some kind of a box? Some kind of, I don't know, bag or something? How is this information being stored? We know that on our normal computers, we have hard drives, yeah? And we also can put things onto a USB. But what, in terms of the cloud, are you storing these things onto? These things are going up into the cloud. But where are they being stored? It's got to be stored somewhere. And who's having access to that also? Because let me tell you this now. We got laws, yeah, which are land laws. And we've got maritime laws, which are shipping laws, yeah, to do with the sea. We have land laws and we have laws to do with the sea. Do we also have laws to do with space? Because if we got land laws and we got maritime laws, is it possible that there's also space laws that we don't know about? And when our information is going out into the clouds, there's some people that's collecting this information and using it. But what are they using your information for? You see what just happened? Let's cut off my stream and put it back on. These people got access and put it back on. These people got access to just about anything they want to do, innit? With your stream. Let's cut off the stream just a minute ago and put it back on. Why? Why wasn't the stream just allowed to flow? Now, as I say, the information that you're putting out and it's going out into the clouds, who is collecting this information and what they're doing with it? Just the other day, in my personal account, I couldn't get into it. And I still can't get into it. And I've been writing all these letters and trying to use other email addresses, yeah, that I have, trying to use other telephones that I have. And guess what? I haven't been able to access my personal account. So somebody else has access to this. Somebody else has access to this and has a lot of my personal information now. So what are they doing with it? Please tell me, what are they actually doing with this information? And I can't access it. Now, I've been speaking to other people and they said they've had similar problems. They got things on their personal email site, such as doctor's notes and letters, holiday forms, yeah, bank account details. Now, if you can't access all this information, who has access to that? Obviously, the people that you signed up with. Now, another thing that's happened to me, Nokia, right? Nokia, I've had 4 Nokia phones. Let me show you some of them. I've had 4 Nokia phones in the last 6 months. And every single one of them, there's been problems with them, right? this phone, this Nokia. Do you know that Nokia is connected to a certain other industry? All right, they're connected to a certain other industry. Anyway, my last Nokia phone that I bought, 2 days after I bought it, I'm there trying to get access to all the telephone numbers I put into the phone. Guess what? There was no numbers in there. There was no numbers in there. Yeah, all the people's names and the telephone numbers that I had, friends and associates, all the numbers had disappeared out the phone. No, I didn't delete the numbers. Those numbers disappear somewhere in the ether. There's a certain company, right? There's a certain company, and they're connected to Nokia. Okay? That information of mine has probably gone out there into the ether also and collected by somebody, some technocrats who want that information for some reason. And let me say this as well. We need to be really aware of the information that we're giving out on our channels. Seriously. We need to be very careful about the personal information that we're giving out on our channels, because somebody is collecting it. And especially if you're putting stuff out into the clouds, where they probably got different laws from what they have on the land. Let me say this as well. You got maritime laws. That's to do with the sea. But do you know that some of these maritime laws also have something to do with land as well? Yeah? There's a correlation between the maritime laws that are used in the sea and also on land. And we're not actually at sea, we're on land, but some of those maritime laws apply to us. Okay? Now, statutes and they have laws. There are maritime laws that they use here in the UK on land. I want to know if, when it comes to space, whether they got laws up there and we don't know nothing at all about these things. We're putting so much of our personal information out and somebody's collecting it. You know, some people reckon that Kanye West was cloned. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. Some say that he was cloned. The technology that they have, that is possible that they could have done this. They reckon that some other artists as well have been cloned. Yeah, Jamie Foxx, they say that he had been cloned also. Now, I'm not saying that this is true. I'm not saying it's not true, but the capability that they have with the technology out there now, that is possible. Plus all the personal information that they're collecting on us. You know, I got an account with a company, a platform. And I'm going to tell you the exact name because I have to be careful. Racebook. I'm an account with Racebook. And guess what? 75% of my viewers were coming from Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. Not from any other state, but from Washington, D.C. Not Washington, that's another state again. Washington, D.C. This is a state or federal government. Yeah? Government, CIA and FBI. They operate all within Washington, D.C. So why is 75% of my viewers coming from Washington? I'm not saying that there ain't ordinary people, ordinary folk watching my videos from Washington, D.C., but I find it a little bit funny that 75% of my videos, 75% of my watch is from D.C. I'm not from Florida. I'm not getting any views from there. New York, I'm not getting any views from there. Georgia, I'm not getting any views from there. Louisiana, I'm not getting any views from there. Indiana, I'm not getting any views from there. So why Washington, D.C.? Am I being watched by the FBI, the CIA? And if I am, why? What have I done that's so wrong? Except for putting out knowledge, putting out information out there. And I always say to people, don't believe what I say to you. Go check the information for yourself. Check the information for yourself. Do your own research. Use your own powers of due diligence and do your own research. You don't see the newsreaders telling you to go do your own research, do you? You don't see these platforms that's owned by these conglomerates. You don't see them telling you to go do your own research. They want you to believe what they're saying because they own the instruments of power. They own the instruments of power, and they don't want you going out and doing your own research because they want to keep you dumbed down and keep you in your place. So when somebody like me comes out and I'll say certain things, they say I'm a conspiracy theorist, all right? And that I'm spreading misinformation. Misinformation. Well, if I'm spreading misinformation, then what about you? Is everything that you're saying, this is the higher uppers, is everything that you're saying the truth? They say if you tell a lie often enough, make the lie big and keep it simple and keep it in a loop like they do on the television news. Eventually that will become the truth. It will appear as the truth. Do your own research, people, and don't just get caught up in what has been fed to you. I always tell you, don't believe what I'm saying personally. I want you to check out for yourself. Do your own due diligent research. Do you know? And a lot of these platforms now, they've got bots, right, and avatars, and they're paid by the state. They're paid by big tech companies to go and watch you, watch what you're doing, sometimes to sabotage your channel. Do you know that? I know that there's other content creators been talking about this also, right? You got paid bots and they're going to your platform. And some of these people, you see an image and they look human, right? But behind that is a bot collecting up all your data and all your personal information. Technology has become so sophisticated now, right? Think about what it was like 20 years ago or 30 years ago compared to now. And guess what? These scientists just letting out the information, right? They're giving you bits of technology, right, at a time. They're not giving you it all at once. So the stuff that you've got now, they got stuff much more advanced than that. Next year, you'll see another iPhone. Next year, you'll see another iPad. Next year, you'll see something else. The technology is just getting more and more faster and more sophisticated. There's a channel, and I was watching this African channel. I was watching this woman on this channel thinking, there's something about this woman I can't quite figure out. I watched about 3 videos and I was watching this woman. She's a presenter. What's the channel called? It's called, see if I've got it written down. It's called the African News Channel. The African News Channel. Good channel, good information, right? But the person doing the presentation is a bot. Is a bot. It took me ages. right? It took almost 2 videos to discover that this person is a bot. Yeah, that's how good the technology is out there now. Go watch that channel and tell me if you don't think that that woman there is a bot. Why are they using bots? Why are they using bots? I'll say this now. Black people, more than any other race at the moment, right? We are probably in the most lowest scale in terms of the economy. And that's a worldwide thing, right? And if people are losing their jobs because of technology, yeah, and because of these avatars and bots, and it's going to get worse in the future, what do you think is going to happen to you? What do you think is going to happen to you if people are losing their jobs and you're on the bottom end of the run? I'm not saying that other groups aren't suffering economically too, right? Because there are. But think of in terms of where you are going to be on the ladder and what economic power you are going to have in the future. You see, people are in love with things when people should be in love with each other. People are in love with things. Yeah, things were meant to be used and we were meant to be loved. Now it's been turned and flipped the other way around. Things are being loved and we are being used. Things are being loved and we are being used. And it should be the other way around. I'm not against technology. I'm not against technology, but not to the extent where it starts to take over our lives and we become second place to it. But there's some people who are just running with it. They're just running with this technology. And as I say again, the information that you're putting out, the information that they're collecting on you and the data and your biometrics, the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you look, your interests, your hobbies, where you travel to, that's all being recorded. And some of this information isn't being stored on Earth, it's being stored up in them clouds, where they probably have different laws. I want you to go check out this woman, right? I want you to go check her out. And this channel's called the Black African News Channel. It took me ages to realize that this wasn't a human being. It was a bot. Yeah, some avatar. And I'm not saying anything against that channel because there's some good information. But you just think about the future. Is this the line that you want to go down? Eventually, us human beings, where will we be in the economy? I got to ask you. Go back to this Nokia. All of my personal information was taken out this phone, right? And I don't know where it's gone. And I did not delete it. And this thing happened as well overnight. So overnight, that information is being sucked out the phone and going somewhere. Be careful, people. We are being attacked mentally, physically, and spiritually right now. We're being attacked mentally, physically, and spiritually right now from all different angles. And let me say this. This is going to start off the subject, but it's still related to technology, right? I asked AI this question. Is there a relationship between 5G and the B and the decline of bees? Is there a relationship between 5G and bee decline? And this is what AI said. Yes, there is some concern about a potential relationship between 5G technology and bee decline. While more research is needed, some studies suggest that 5G electromagnetic fields electromagnetic fields could negatively impact bees, particularly their navigational skills and reproductive abilities. And their navigation skills and reproductive abilities. If they can't reproduce, they're going to die out, right? They're going to die out. That's 5G, another question. 5G and honeybees. Separating facts from fiction. Okay, so this is what AI was saying. The potential impact of 5G and other wireless technologies on honeybees has become a topic of concern and debate in recent years. However, as of now, there is no conclusive scientific evidence that directly links 5G to negative effects on honeybee populations. All right, so they're not saying that there isn't no evidence. They're not saying that there isn't any evidence. You got to read between the line. They're not saying that there isn't any scientific evidence. Okay? It's just that there's not enough direct link between 5G and the bee population decline. Let me read on. 5G technology operates at higher frequencies than previous wireless technologies, and this has sparked concerns about its potential impact on wildlife, including honeybees. However, the specific effects of 5G on honeybees have not been extensively studied. Much of the existing research of EMFs, that's electromagnetic frequencies, and bees focuses on lower frequencies, that's EMFs, leaving gaps in our understanding of how 5G might affect these. Important, and it's left off a bit there. I think it's important in terms of the bees. Now listen, I'm going to say this again, as I have done in other videos. You need to be mindful of what it is that you're putting on these social media platforms. You need to be very careful, because your data has been analyzed, it's been collected, and it's been stored and potentially used. But what for? What for? And that's the thing that you need to ask yourself. And we're living in a day and an age of so many different things that's been going on since 2020. All right? And technology is slowly being sped up. And you're hearing about things like celebrities, and celebrities having clones. Yeah? You're hearing things about avatars, and avatars slowly starting to take over jobs. You've got, when you go to the supermarkets, you've got automated checkout service, and that's slowly taking over the jobs of real people. We got to be careful. And I say this again, just in case people get me wrong. I am not against technology, right? I want to make that paramount, yeah? I want to make that paramount and clear. I'm not against technology. I'm using it right now to film, yeah? I'm using my mobile to film right now. So I'm not against technology. Technology has done a lot of good, okay? But I'm afraid that technology might start to run away with us, and we become second-class or third-class citizens, whilst the bots take over and avatars. Remember this as well. Bots don't need no sleep. Bots don't need to sleep. They don't get sick. They don't get tired. They don't need food. Yeah? They don't need unions. right? These things operate 24/7, 24/7, every single month, every single day, every single year. These things don't sleep. They don't need to eat. They don't get sick. They don't get tired. They don't die. So you have to seriously think about your future and where you want to be. We're in love with things when we should be in love with each other. Things were meant to be used and we were meant to be loved. But instead, we're in the love of things and not in love with each other. We're becoming such a dystopic world. Anyway, if you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. This is Eldar Amara, over and out.